Ladies and gentlemen,
What you gonna do, brother?
oh yeah!
Woo! What? What?
If you smell what the rock,
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
Welcome to another edition of Around the Turnbuckle. My name's the Big Alboski. His name, as always, is Professor Keith. And tonight, from Hazleton, PA, my neck of the woods, which is probably about 20 minutes away, 25 minutes away from where I am, is Alex, the infected Paperboy Castro. What's up, my man?
What's up, guys?
How are you, man? We're off and running. Alex, if in case anybody has been under a rock and has never seen our program, Alex is a huge contributor to our program. He comes on every damn night that we're on live. He comments. He throws us questions. He participates. We love Alex, before we even met him. And the fact that he's, on top of that, a professional wrestler and, making his way through, trying to find his way, started out as a referee, but I'll let him tell you that story. Alex, once upon a time, young Alex was a wrestling fan. Who did you watch? Who was your influences, and why did you start wanting to do this?
Well, I had to go way, way, way back.
Go ahead.
Coco Beware.
Did you say Coco Beware?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's in the past.
That's it.
Yeah, that was my first wrestler, famous. And then Junkyard Dog. And then when ECW came along, it was Rob Van Dam. I actually met the man.
Nice.
And I could use one of his moves as well.
Which one? Rolling Thunder?
No, actually, he asked me that one. He asked me the Rolling Thunder, the Far Splash, and he asked me if I was going to do the Coast to Coast. I said no. He said, which one? Because everybody's been using that. He said, you right. There's only one move that nobody had used or copied off of him yet.
Right.
I said, it's the only one you use is a spinning head kick to the outside off the top of the apron.
Oh, the apron. Right. Sure.
Nobody else haven't used that move. And God forbid, nobody else will use it now.
How are you guys? Courtney wants to know. I'm fine. Keith, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Alex?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
That's Courtney.
I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah, okay. Courtney, we're good. I hope you're good. Keep going, Alex. Sorry.
No problem. So I met him. He gave me information. He said, all the things, though, don't hurt yourself. Be careful. Be safe. So I practiced that move at least 20 times in the training camp. And you got to make sure you get it done just right.
Yeah.
I give that man loud or correct in most respect. I even tell him I report homage to him every time. So if every time I see you do this,
Yes.
that calls him.
RVD is one of my favorite all-time wrestlers. In fact, he's my favorite ECW guy ever. And a dream interview for this show would be Rob Van Dam. And when we first started this show, I had a guy who was going to try to put me in touch with him.
I'm actually connected with his wife on Instagram.
Well, if you can make that happen, then by all means. But the guy hasn't gotten back to me in a while. But I mean, I hope Keith would agree with me.
Oh yeah, I would love that.
And sit and talk to Rob Van Dam. I mean, yeah, we love Rob Van Dam. But I'm sorry to interrupt you again.
Nah, you're good. And then for WWE, aka WWF, back then I would have to say Razor Ramon.
There you go.
Yeah, before he became Stock Hall. One heckler match was him against Shawn Michaels, the first time and the second time ladder match. First time ever.
WrestleMania 10.
Mm-hmm. And then for WCW, as you could tell, I got the black and white on. And my boy Sting.
Yeah.
Sting, I'll never forget, I actually used one of his moves, the DDT reverse. Scorpion Death Drop.
Scorpion Death Drop, yep.
So I actually used that move a couple of times to get my opponents the way I want them to get. It's like a signature move almost.
Have you developed? All right, so it's a signature. Have you developed the finisher?
Yes, it's a GTS.
Okay.
I actually did at the showcase at CTW.
Okay.
Another move I also love doing is now my previous favorite wrestler that's at WWE, I'll have to give props to Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Mm.
So that's a wide range of influence. I mean, that's a wide range. You went from Coco Beware to Roman Reigns, man, for your influences. That's a lot of
styles.
That covers a lot of aisles, yeah.
I had to keep my option open because you never know what you step in the ring with, what they're capable of, you know. So at the end of the day, you got to mix it up a little bit.
So you got into the business as a referee. Who did you referee for?
I started refereeing for this company in Hazleton called The Sanctuary.
The Sanctuary, yeah, which you've heard of.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice place. It's very peaceful. There's a lot of good talent came from there. You had Sunny Kiss was there. I'll referee her match
Sunny
as
Kiss.
well. He's very, very, very good friends of mine.
Cool.
Austin, Ace Austin. That is part of Impact Wrestling.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I refereed his match a couple of times. It's funny though because he has gauges in his ears, and anybody who referee his match, sometimes his gauges falls out. And he be after the match, he's like looking around for it, like where he went, where you went. I'm like, don't worry, I got you. Here's right here. You are the first referee ever able to catch it and keep hold of it.
Nice.
But at the same time that night, I actually ripped my pants straight down the middle. And I had to referee 3 more matches after that.
So
the lucky of me, I had my black shorts, black boxers on. Yeah. So everything I had black on, it blend right in.
Oh, guess what? Remember what we were talking pre-show? Greg Winters, the Thundercat. What's up,
there he is.
Oh man, I can't wait to see you soon, brother.
As he shows up, there he is. We were hoping that you'd show up because we talked about you pre-show. We're happy for you. You got a baby coming. You just got a house. I hope you guys are doing good up there. Yeah, we're doing fine. How's Tennessee?
Good. It's wonderful up here too, brother. I can't wait to come down there sooner or later. We're gonna have some fun.
There we go. TWA champion.
I don't think they're ready for me.
Greg the Thundercat.
Most props for him, most respect. Bow down to that.
Oh yeah, he's the man down there. I mean, he's doing his thing, and like I said to you pre-show, he sends me all his matches, which I love. I have not.
Same here.
I have not seen a Greg match where I did not, enjoy Greg Thundercat Cable, where I did not enjoy what I saw. It was always good. Everything he sends me is good, but I need to start forwarding it to the Keith, to the professor, to get his take on him.
Yeah, stop trying to hog the Greg.
I'm not trying.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Greg himself has said he has a man crush on me, but that's okay. Everything is great down here. Miss you guys. We miss you too, man.
Yeah.
We gotta have a follow up with him, Keith.
We do.
See how he's doing. See how he's doing down there. Still TWA champion during this pandemic. So
yeah, that's a wonderful thing, though.
Yes. Mm-hmm. When did you let them know that, hey, I don't want to be a referee anymore, I want to wrestle?
I came up to them when about almost 6 months after training, And I said, I believe I'm ready. Matter of fact, no. I know I'm ready.
Good.
I was ready then. I am ready now. And I will always be ready because I stay on my toes. I never fall back.
Right.
He said, well, I heard that you want to be a referee forever. I'm like, what?
No.
Me? No. You got the wrong person. It must be a twin you talking to because it definitely wasn't me. So he said, I'll make a deal with you. You could come in the Stampede. It's like a battle royal almost.
Okay.
All right. Bet. Now I get there and everything. He said, oh, you didn't get my memo? I'm like, what memo? You supposed to come in the dinosaur suit. Dinosaur suit?
What?
How the hell am I get between the ropes?
That has to be a rib, right?
I'm already big as hell already. How you think it's a struggle to be getting in the ropes now? You want me wearing a goddamn dinosaur suit that's an air pocket? You want me to get through that? Impossible.
How tall are you?
Because then you're not doing it then.
How tall are you, man?
I am 5'11" and a half.
No.
Technically, it's 5.
You're wrong. You're wrong right there. Okay, listen. I'm 5'11" and a half. So when anybody asks you how tall you are, you say 6 feet. Okay, because that sounds better.
That's what I was just about to say. I'm like technically I'm 5'11" and a half, but when people ask, I just tell them, yeah, I'm just 6 feet.
It says 6 foot tall on my. It says 6 foot tall on my driver's license.
Yeah.
See, I'm not the only one.
Okay, guys,
then,
this is about Paperboy, not me, but thanks, guys. Yeah, we know. But thanks for chiming in, Greg. We were talking about you, and I was hoping you'd show up, and here he is. All right, man. So you say I'm no referee, I'm a wrestler. So how'd that go? Like, how was your first match? Like, how who trained you?
John Moran, Jason King. Those two was actually the first two that actually trained me, and they was tough on me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Then you had Jamie Solomon. He was very, very tough. Mm-hmm. And the way how he trains, he's fast, quick. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I was keeping up with them. They think because my age is like a certain number and I couldn't do certain things. Mm-hmm. Well, I proved them wrong.
Right.
I was able to keep up. I was able to keep moving forward. And then about a year later, my sister-in-law now, back then she wasn't, she was in the car and I was in a taxi on my way going home. She was on her way to work. I never met her at that time. Next thing I know, I get in a car accident.
Man.
Oh, wow.
I was T-boned.
What year was that?
That was 2018.
Okay.
Going into 2019. And they were saying I had to get surgery.
You had surgery?
I got surgery on my left knee.
Oh, boy.
They were telling me it's a possibility if I don't recover on my shoulder, I might not be able to do anything. Just walk around and stay still.
Right.
I was like, I'm not having that.
No.
So I started pushing myself. My physiotherapist was like, you need to calm down just a little bit. When I hear just a little bit and calm down, that means go harder and go higher.
Right.
So I just kept training harder. I went home, got certain things that they have at the therapy office. So when I go home, an hour later, or I'm like feel like I'm bored, and I don't have to go to physiotherapy that day. Well, I'm in physiotherapy at my house. Like, I don't stop. The doctor told me when I got the knee surgery, I had the arthroscopic done, and I told him, don't give me no crutches. Give me the cane. They said, what? I said, yeah, give me the cane. I don't want the crutches. I started trying to force myself to start walking. I was not babying it at all. My mom didn't baby me. I'm not gonna be Baby Monday MD either.
Right.
So they told me it was gonna take up to a year to walk and a year to start running.
Okay.
Well, it took me 6 months to start walking, and a total of 5 more months after that to start running. And I went back at it again and right back at it again, nonstop. And then academic happened with this COVID-19 situation.
Right.
Yeah.
And that slowed everybody down, man. So
A whole lot of people.
So was that outdoor show in Maryville your return to the ring, like in front of people?
Yep.
That's
and I was able to do it for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend named JT Funk. He was a very good guy.
Great guy. We love JT.
Very great guy. He actually was the one that gave me like, listen, do what you come out your mind. Don't go on based on what they want you to do. If you want to wear jeans and perform in jeans, then go ahead and perform in jeans. You want to wear a freaking mini skirt and a thong with it, then go ahead and do what you want to do. What makes you happy?
Right.
Don't go based on what other people think it'll be great for them. What's great for you is better for you.
For real. Hey, Keith.
So ever since then, I just kept on in that attitude and just kept moving and keep moving forward. It's another guy that I ain't see for a while, but I follow him very good. And he told me he lives in Boston, Massachusetts, and he wants me to come out there when I get a chance. And his name is Mars Wall. He's a very, very strong guy. He might be short for his height, but his power make him look like he's 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
And he's a very good performer too.
Excellent.
So Keith, I was gonna say he was still going, but I was gonna say you're awful quiet there, bud, tonight. Right?
I'm listening to Alex. He's a great storyteller here. I mean, there's not a lot you really need to interject. You kind of just give him a question and he goes. I do want to ask the infected Paperboy, where did that idea come from? I assume that's your idea based on what JT said about, hey, don't do what somebody else tells you is the way to go. You do what works for you, which I agree with 110%. I mean, you know what you can do, what's going to feel real to you versus somebody just looking at you or talking to you a little bit and saying, I talked to you for 5 minutes. This is who I think you are. Now, you know who you are.
Mm-hmm. Well, first I was the amazing Paperboy. Good guy, neighborhood, like your favorite neighborhood Spider-Man type guy. But instead of Spider-Man, there's the Paperboy. Next thing you know, I got choked up from behind and I get drugged as a syringe. And it turns me into something else. It's hard you can see my eyes, but if you look close,
yeah.
My eyes change as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when it becomes the infected Paperboy. Now, it's a bad thing that this virus happened, this COVID-19 situation, but at the same time, it helps solve my case.
Right. Well, yeah, to be a character who was quote unquote infected during the virus, it's bad timing, right? But
you've really had a rough couple of years from 2018 to now. It just seems like you're not catching a heck of a lot of breaks here in the universe.
You are not lying. From this universe into the next galaxy.
So do you like go ahead.
I feel like Thermos clicked his fingers twice.
So do you watch current product now? Do you watch NXT, AEW, WWE, anything like that?
I watch them all.
Do you?
I even try and get my chance, like sometimes, to watch some Impact Wrestling because, like I said, I had some couple friends on there. And thank you, Greg. Man, I can't wait to get out there. We're gonna have some fun. I'm telling you that.
Thundercat is hard to handle, man. I don't know. That's gonna be fun.
I can take some hits. Believe me, if I can take a goddamn car crash, I can definitely take some hits for him. I see it. I see.
He's got what I call lethal legs, right? Because he does a lot of leg work. He does a lot of leg kicks. He does a lot of spinning kicks. He does a lethal drop kick as well.
Oh, that drop kick's a thing of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he has a great drop kick, but I believe out of the person I think is the best drop kick I saw so far, I would have to go with JT Funk.
Yeah, JT's
that ball goes high.
He hits you in the forehead with his drop kick. He doesn't hit you in the chest. He hits you.
You might get lucky. You might get lucky. He might pass your head.
No, me and Keith were at that show that you were talking about before. After the show, we got to meet him in person, and the first thing we said to him was, "Dude, the drop kick is killer." Like that's the first thing. You know what I mean? And that was the first night he ever tried a springboard from the outside onto the ropes in the high cross body. And he nailed it. He was so excited and happy about that. And I just love seeing that. I love seeing.
Yeah, he asked me in the back too about that. Like, what do you think I did? I did good? Did I really did good?
He wanted.
I'm not sure. What about that springboard? Yo, that springboard, you nailed it. You was a nail with the hammer.
Yo, man, he was 10 feet in the air, right? I mean, when he did the springboard, he was 10 feet in the air easy off the mat.
I can't believe it was the first time I read it. I was blown away when you said that. I'm like, dude, you look like you've been doing that for years.
Yep.
Exactly. I said the same thing to him, like, man, you sure you did that just now? You didn't do it a couple of times before? Like, nah, that's the first time. And you did wonderful.
So I'm gonna see JT Funk wrestle on the 28th in Lebanon. Me and Mr. Spitter. So I don't know what you're doing that night, but if you want to show up, that'd be cool.
I'm definitely gonna try to come out there because I do know some people out there that lives in Lebanon.
There you go.
So I gotta find out what day and what time.
It's not much of a difference between Hazleton and Lebanon, and where I'm at, I'm in Palmerton in Lebanon. So,
okay,
so I mean, you're only like 3 towns over. Lehigh.
Yeah, that's about an hour, 45 minutes around there. It depends how you drive.
Well, I mean,
I gotta be careful with my speeding tickets.
Yeah, you can hit Hazleton up the turnpike pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So it's not bad. But so CCW, you had that match, you had that feel getting back in the ring after everything you've been through, after all the accident, the rehabbing, like had that feel when you were done.
Well, in the beginning, it felt like butterflies in my stomach was fighting with some bees. I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, damn, what happened? I messed up. What happened? I don't nail it right. What happened? I can't pick him up. I'm like, oh man, this is not gonna. I got this. Right before GTA went out because he was the first match.
Yes.
He said, "Don't worry, you got this. Don't worry." Clap on my back real quick, and he went out to his entrance.
Right.
Next thing I know, all right, it's my turn now. At the end of the match, I run down out of the locker rooms and slide myself in and waited for the guy to come.
Mm-hmm.
Once he was able to come at me, next thing you know, I just grab him, throw him over into a fisherman carrier, do a little twist, and then throw him up in the air.
Right.
Then give him the GTS. Well, I thought it was low, but when some people took pictures, I didn't know I threw him that high up.
Right.
I'm like, damn, he's really up there.
That now that you're describing that, I'm remembering that you chucking him up into the air and how high he got.
My mother thought I was going to give him a F5.
Right.
I think
because the way how I was rotating.
Because you had him up in a fireman's carry, and you could do a lot of things from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my mom knows that we go to the lakes and stuff like that, and or to the beach, and the kids like to jump over me and everything, so they like me throwing around. Kids being kids.
Yeah.
And I used to do the F5 with the kids, and they get out the water like, oh, that was awesome.
So right around
my mom, that's the reason my mom thought that. But I was going, my finisher is the GTS.
Yes. So right around the halfway point, as you probably know because you've been watching almost every damn episode, brother. We do a segment called Dream Match. When how it works is you tell us who, if you could wrestle anybody alive or dead in professional wrestling, who would that be and why? And then Keith and I will also answer that question, who we think would match you and you would have a great match with.
Wow. Hey, can it be more than one?
Yeah, that happens a lot. A lot of guys will say, "Can I do a triple threat or a fatal four-way with three guys or whatever you want to do?"
Well,
you're going to be in a tag match with somebody and go against another team, whatever you want to do.
Well, it would have to be an elimination chamber match.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
So then you
that'd be one.
So then you need 5 opponents.
Yes, 5 opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would have to go with my role model of the year for me. Always love him since I watch wrestling. Sting. And I want not the black and white Sting. I want the American Dream colorful Sting.
You want the surfer dude with the blonde hair?
Yes, sir, with a little pigtail in the back of it. Second person, I would have to go with Jeff Jarrett.
Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
Okay, that's an interesting one. I can see that.
Yeah. Interesting choice. Greg says the Fiend for you.
I was just about to say that. You beat me to my punchline. Come on, bro. The Fiend versus the Infected. Ooh, that'll be one hell of a match.
There you go.
I also met the Big Show, so I gotta put the Big Show in there.
So we got.
I was looking at this.
You're following Keith. We got an elimination chamber match.
Yeah, wow, this is an interesting.
Sting, the Fiend, Jeff Jarrett, the Big Show, the infected Paperboy, and who's the 6th guy?
The 6th guy, believe it or not, I'll have to pick The Rock.
Okay.
Somebody book this. I'm gonna watch this now.
That right there really one electrifying match.
We can do it on WWE 2K19 or 2K.
Yeah, I guess we'd kind of have to.
We just gotta create. Alex, man. We'll just create Alex and book it and see who wins.
Well, I do have my own calendar online for that episode for that.
There you go.
There we go.
All right, so Keith, who's your dream match opponent for the infected Paperboy?
Ooh, I mean, and he really raised the bar with that one. I mean, how do you?
He said I want an elimination
chamber. Yeah, and I mean that is such an interesting mix with so many different styles in there and whatnot. You know, I mean, I'm always partial to seeing guys that share the same finish. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you in there with like CM Punk or with Coda, those would be good.
Ooh, the Coda, that's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about Jeff Jarrett. I mean, you could get a Rick Martel in there, Rick Martel in his prime. I mean, you could go a lot of ways. And I love that you're so interested in like that you set it up like that. That you're like, I want these different styles. I want these guys that do these things that are different. That you don't want to just play to one style or one strength there. Like that tells me. That tells me you're really interested in your craft and you really want to get good at everything that you can get good at. Because you've been doing this for, I think you said 4 years on the pre-show?
Yep, that's right.
So you're still kind of coming into your prime there and really kind of refining everything now and putting it together.
Yep.
So my answer I'm going to be biased about. And the reason why is when I was a kid and I first started watching wrestling, my grandmother, who has passed away, was really heavily into
Sorry
it.
for your loss.
Dude, it happened in 1990, but she really got me into it hardcore, and it was all WWF in the beginning. She would watch it every Saturday morning. She'd watch Superstars of Wrestling. She'd watch Wrestling Challenge. And her absolute favorite wrestler of all time, I kid you not, this is no lie, was Coco Beware. And the fact that you mentioned the fact that you mentioned the Birdman Coco Beware blew my mind off my shoulders. So I'm thinking to myself, I want to see Alex Castro versus Coco Beware. So there you go.
That'd be one hell of a match.
Ron Garvin.
That match was definitely.
Yeah, Ron Garvin too. You can't go wrong with Ron Garvin.
Rugged Ronnie Garvin.
Good choice.
Yeah, Greg's full of answers tonight, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he definitely is. He's on a roll. that would be one hell of a match, definitely.
So so you said you've been watching it all. Did you happen to catch that there was an AEW pay-per-view last night?
That I didn't watch it.
Okay.
And I was trying to catch it yesterday, but from between work and training and then going home, I try my best to squeeze myself in any way as possible.
Yeah.
Well, my son is a huge AEW fan, so he was staying at his mother's. He decided to buy it, but BR Live has a thing where you can stream it on 2 different devices. So all he did was send me his email and his password, and boom, I was hooked and I was watching it too. I thought overall, and I won't spoil anything for you because I'm sure you might probably read the results, and I don't know if Keith did or not, but it actually was one of their better pay-per-views in a long time. The past like 2 or 3 pay-per-views haven't really turned me on. This one was actually really good. It had some really good matches in it. There wasn't one match that was like, oh my God, that was the match of the night. To me, I thought there was like 3 of them. And when that happened, and when
I heard about that too. There was a lot of people keep telling me. I said, "Damn, I need to hurry and watch the show. I need to watch the show."
right. And when you have that, when it's not just one match that was great and the rest of it sucked, it makes for a good show. And it wasn't like they were like in a row either. It was like one in the beginning, one in the middle, one in the end. It was perfect. It was really well done, really well booked, I thought. Everything went smooth. Of course, they had their botches and they had this or that happen during 1 or 2 matches. You know, I can overlook that when the fact that the rest of it, the stuff that they pulled off, especially Darby Allin versus Cody Rhodes, was in my mind.
Oh my God,
an amazing match. I'm not a big fan of his, but Kenny Omega's match with Hangman Page was pretty good too. You know, you had Moxley at the end in the I Quit match with Eddie Kingston. Like the whole card, the women were all right. I mean, actually, the pre-show women's match with Serena Deeb was better than the actual women's title match during the card. Like, actually, Keith mentioned that. Keith mentioned that yesterday. What a return story that is for Serena.
Mm-hmm.
That she's back and she's better than ever, man. She's the NWA Women's Champion, but the AEW Women's Champion, Hikaru Shida. You know, her and Nyla Rose tore it up like they did last time, but like I said, it kind of, you know.
I actually met Nyla Rose.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, at PPW when she came out there before. And
they said that she came through PA before she ended up down there. Yeah.
Yep, she actually did. I met her like 2 times. The first time I didn't know who she really was because I was too busy trying to focus on other things at that moment, at that time in life. That's recovering. At that moment, I was still in rehab. But when I saw her the second time, I actually was on my Facebook wall and everything, and me and her clicked right away. So we took pictures and so she's like, "We won't see you one day." I said, "Yeah." So Sonny Kiss, I said, "What's up?" and that same night I actually met Billy Gunn,
Okay.
and his son as well,
Sure.
and Devon Dougie,
Oh wow.
and the Broken Border, and the Blue Meaning, and
Nice.
Rob Van Dam.
That's not a cast to party with.
Yeah, for real, man. I mean,
That
definitely.
was a good show that day too.
It sounds it. I mean, it sounds like a good time. So you watch AEW now. You said you watch it all. Does that mean you watch NXT and WWE as well?
Yeah, I try to be faithful by watching WWE and watching NXT, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown. I watch them all because when it comes down to certain doing ratings, I don't care. As long as you have a good show, then I'm gonna watch your show.
Mm-hmm.
But if your show sucked that week, then guess what? I'm gonna go next week to watch the other show, and then when that show is done, then I go to my record button and I press play that way to see what's going on.
So you take
that show is better in that case.
You take it all in, but if they have a show where you're like, this was terrible, then you, instead of watching it live the following week, you'll watch it whenever you get a chance to.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm hearing now. But you do take it all in, which is commendable because there's a lot of wrestling on TV to take in. Like I said, Keith and I used to be where you're at, but the current WWE product and even the NXT product has really kind of turned us off. And this show has kind of brought us back to wrestling as far as excitement goes, because we get to meet guys like yourself. We get to meet guys like JT Funk and guys like that who are coming up and want to get. I mean, JT Funk's shooting for the stars, man. JT Funk wants to be, I asked him the question, where do you see JT Funk in 5 years? He said, TNT champion on AEW. That's what he said. Like, that's his way. Come on. I mean, that's ambition, right?
Oh, he's hustling every day. You see that if you're his friend on Facebook, JT.
Oh yeah, he do.
There's been a day.
He got his sales going. He finally got the dog.
He got merchandise. He got the dolls, right? Yep. He's got the wrestling buddies. Hey, JT Funk, if you're watching, which he's not watching. If he's watching this on a replay, because if he was watching, he'd be commenting. I know it. If you're watching,
100% right.
Around the Turnbuckle could use one of those wrestling buddies. You know what I mean? I did buy that night that we went to go see you guys down in Maryville. I bought his poster and he autographed it for me. So,
Well, I'm actually working on my own. I draw. So when I draw out my own stuff, I make my own stuff. I do my own clothes as well. So I got my shirt coming in a total of 25 days.
Oh, great.
Greg, if you want to get a JT Funk doll, and actually Rob Noxious has got dolls coming out too. They're starting, some of those guys too. The PR Revolution are having dolls out too. If you want those dolls, go to their individual pages and you can get their merch. Go to JT Funk's page. Go to PR Revolution. Go to Rob Noxious. Go to CCW's page. And you can get those dolls. They'll hook you up. I don't know how much, off the top of my head, I don't know how much they cost. But they just got them in. And, man, they look awesome, right? They look great. I don't know who did them for them, but they look awesome.
Yeah, they got one with the glasses and one without glasses.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I saw the Rob Noxious one. It looked like his head was stretched over the doll, so his nose is sticking up in the like his nose is this big and his eyes are back here. And I'm like, I was face to face with Rob. He didn't look like he looked better looking in person than his doll looks, man. Like his doll looks like somebody took a chair to his head or something. You know what I mean? Like the cartoons.
It definitely looked like that for a second. It was like someone had just leaned on it and just kept leaning on it till the cushion wore out.
Hey, we love Rob. Rob, I'll see you November 27th, my friend.
Man, that guy is wonderful. That was the first I ever met Rob too at CCW at the showcase in Mayville, and he needed help to put the ring together and everything. I had that experience.
Cool.
Like when Rob, so at the end of the day, I already contact TJ Funk. I said, yo, I've been a long time. I ain't see you for a while. When you come back into Hazleton? He said, I'll be out there soon later. Right now, this virus is really kicking a lot of things, pushing a lot of people way back. I said, yeah, you're telling me. I've been dying to get back in the ring. He said, well, I'm supposed to be performing out here, so if you want to come. I said, you know what? I would definitely come. And the number one rule when somebody ever told me is never, ever go to a showcase and don't bring your ring gear.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never go to a show
you might be usable.
Keith?
So my ring gear is literally right here.
Keith says that to guys all the time on this show. Like, he says that all the time.
So ever since then, I keep my ring gear right on by the door, or right by in the car, or right on the chair. So when I get ready to go, everything's packed. I don't have to worry about nothing. Because the night I perform, that same day I go wash everything, put it away, and then have it set up for the next meet. So I always make sure I stay on my toes.
There you go. What you got to do, because you never know when that opportunity is coming. So you got to be ready for it.
You're right about that. So I always make sure I got the upper hand, or I'm always on top of things.
So yeah, when you show up,
I'm actually trying to get over this company in Freeland.
Okay.
But I'm waiting for the guys to hit me back on tryouts. It's called AWA.
Okay. In Freeland.
So it's close by to me. Yeah, it's close by to me, so I could just take a bus or a cab, and I could just go there then. But I'm waiting for the gentleman to hit me back up.
Now, what about CCW? You said Rob said you should come train with him.
The cab, money-wise, to get there back and forth, the car is messed up. My mom has the other car, so when I get back and forth, my mom works most of the time in Westbury, so she's on her month A. So it's hard for her because the time she gets off, I'm at work. Or
it's a
I'm off for work, she's at work.
It's a travel situation then.
Exactly. He wants me to come on there. He wants me to train down there. There's a couple guys, they like me. My attitude is so respectful. But once I put on this makeup, it goes from being like this to gonna be like this.
Right. The seriousness comes in.
It snaps right in.
And why the dark character? Like I have a brother named TJ Spitter, who is a host of one of our other podcasts, Spitting with Spitter, and he's been on here a couple times. TJ is a fan.
Yeah, I watched a couple of his shows too.
TJ's a fan of characters like yourself. He's an Undertaker fan, a Bray Wyatt Fiend fan. You know, he loves the dark characters, or the demon Finn Balor. Like, why did you go that way? Are you also, a fan of those characters, or do you just, you enjoy that? Like Prince Shango, that's another one.
Parker Shango. Oh man, how about this one? The Boogeyman.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Sting, you mentioned Black and White Sting earlier. So I mean, obviously that has kind of influenced who you are now.
Yes.
I'm
the guy that always said, when the bad guys is winning and you got the good guys losing and the fans is like, boo, I'll be the opposite one. I'm like, yeah, kick his ass more. Kick his ass more. I always go for the bad guys. I got sick and tired of seeing good guys always win.
Trust me, I've always rooted for the heel. Always. My whole life. All right. My two favorite wrestlers right now in WWE are Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin, and they're two of the biggest dicks in the business. So
Baron Corbin, man, he is something else. I respect his heel from day one. He had not changed yet from a heel into a baby face. And I'm so happy.
He would be a terrible face. Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree with that. Him as a baby face, I can't see that. I can't.
And I hate the King Corbin gimmick. He just has to go back to the lone wolf and just do his thing. The King Corbin
Yes.
is stupid.
Thank you. I feel the same way. Like, come on, just drop the king and just go back to as a lone wolf. Because
Vince loves that.
lone wolf, they don't need nobody behind you. They don't need no help. You actually single out. You are a predator. You are the hunter, not the prey. You're not the one getting hunt. You're supposed to hunt them. And I respect that when he first came out. And now I'm just giving it as being the king. It was okay for the beginning, and now it just went too far with it now.
So Keith, yesterday we got caught up, and I completely forgot about not only the professor's perspective that you were supposed to do, but also giving a shout out to the rest of our programs. So I got slapped on the wrist by one TJ Spitter. So I am going to do that. I'm going to get that out of the way right now. Everybody watching us right now, whether you're watching us live or whether you're watching us on video, later on, we at 2M1L Media have a list of programs to watch. Go to 2M1L Media's Facebook page, and at the very top, pinned to the top, is our complete lineup. I'll go through it quickly. On Saturdays and Sunday nights, it's Keith and I with Around the Turnbuckle. On Sunday nights at 8, it's Ciphered Knowledge with Chrissy, and she has a guest on tonight at 8 o'clock. Tuesday nights, it's Home Team Sports with me, Shango, AJ, and Phil. Spitting with Spitter is on Wednesdays at 8. And like I said before, Around the Turnbuckle, Saturdays and Sundays at 6 o'clock. Saturdays is usually our whatever's on our plate show, and Sunday is usually our guest, where we have a guest. And tonight we have the infected Paperboy, Alex Castro from Hazleton, PA, who is basically, we talked about it pre-show. You're basically a free agent, right? You're not really affiliated with one particular organization. A lot of our wrestlers,
that's correct.
A lot of our wrestlers that we have on are strictly one, and maybe they're looking to get booked elsewhere, but they are loyal to one specific place. But you are the first one that we've had where you're kind of floating around, and you got back in the ring in Marriageville, and we applaud you for that. That's awesome. After what you've been through the past couple of years, that's freaking cool.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, guys.
Keith?
Yeah, I mean, that was great to be able to be there, because that's the thing. Wrestling is so unique, and it is so hard to explain to somebody that doesn't understand it or doesn't get it. I mean, it really is this uniquely American art form where like sport meets storytelling, and it's just a uniquely American phenomenon, and I love it. And it's so hard to explain to somebody that's on the outside of it, why people love it, like why somebody like yourself will sit there and take the time to make your face up, to go in there and basically, fall on your face and potentially get hurt just because you love it. You love to perform. You love to do this.
People ask me.
It's funny that you said that, though, because sorry to interrupt you.
No.
One of my coworkers at my job, like, is wrestling real? I just look at him like this,
Yeah, wrestlers.
I said, let me ask you a question. He said, sure, but I need you to sign here, here, and here. Okay. Now I gave him a nice chop to the chest. He goes, oh, was that real?
Listen, that's the David Schultz thing, right? Where the reporter asked him how if wrestling was real or not, and he slapped him right across the face. Did that feel real?
Mm-hmm.
It's simple to me. When anybody asks me, or maybe even rolls their eyes when I say that I've been a professional wrestling fan for almost 40 years, they roll their eyes sometimes and be like, why? Because, like Keith said, it's everything. It's sports meets meets Shakespeare, meets theater, meets drama, meets all of it mixed together, characters, everything mixed together. On top of all that spectacle, these guys are putting their asses on the line for my entertainment, which I respect to the most, because even though they say it's, it's choreographed, it's staged, it's predetermined, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Taking a bump through a table is not predetermined. Okay. That shit hurts. All right. When you guys take a superplex bump off the top ropes, that doesn't tickle either. When you take a chair shot to the back, that doesn't tickle either. And in case you think I'm wrong, ignore the disclaimers of trying it at home and then hit your buddy with a chair and then ask him how he feels afterwards. All right.
I actually got hit in the chair in the head by accident. It was supposed to be across the back, but he hit the top part of it, hit me in the head.
Slapped him in the face.
Literally,
he got fined and fired. Yes.
Yeah, David showed the people they're not allowed to talk about or have anywhere near anything that's WWE. He's still persona non grata, completely banned.
Greg, if you haven't already, check out Dark Side of the Ring on Vice Network or look it up, Dark Side of the Ring. And there's an episode of that incident with Schultz and that reporter who I don't even remember his name, to be honest.
He's a fairly famous reporter. He was on ABC for a lot of years. I think he's working for Fox now.
Right. Got slapped in the face.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
By David Schultz for asking him, simply asking him, this isn't real, right? This isn't real, is it? That was like it wasn't even the first question he asked him.
Stossel freaking deserved it, because Stossel, I'm sorry, Stossel's such a prick. In any interviews I've ever seen him do, I mean, that's our media market. That's
and definitely my media market.
Up here in Central Jersey, we get a lot of the New York stuff. And yeah, I mean, saying like I had neck pain or something for like 5 years afterwards. And then even admits on the episode, like, I had this neck pain and then I got paid and all of a sudden I don't have the neck pain anymore. It's like, so you were pissed at Schultz because, he's a faker, he's a liar, he lies to people about what he does, blah, 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 blah. And what are you, buddy? What are you by your admission right there?
Yeah, on the show, like you said, he admits that he had neck pain, he gets paid, and all of a sudden he doesn't have neck pain anymore. I mean, that's a prick if you ask me.
See how that works.
Yep, I'll agree with that.
Right. So
I want to piggyback real quick. When you said about the going through the tables, getting superplex off the top ropes, well, I will never forget. I was supposed to the ladders were supposed to be lined up against each other, and it was an extreme match. The guy supposed to drop kick me. I was supposed to hold on one hand, try to hold on for dear life with the ropes, and he drop kicks me on my fingertips, and I fall on top of the ladder. I'm supposed to be laying on top of the ladder. Well, I landed through the ladder. And that was not supposed to happen that way. I was supposed to land on top of the ladder, and then he was supposed to go on top rope and then do a splash.
Right.
And then that was supposed to be the match.
Right.
But I went through the ladder completely, and it pinches back in my back. I will never forget. My back had the marking of this time still on my back from that ladder. Then we had to come off the top of the head at that moment, trying to find a way how to finish the match. Because it was 4 counts anywhere, Extreme Rules. And that was one hell of a match. It was good. It took exactly 20 minutes match. But the best part was that nobody got hurt.
Thankfully, nobody got seriously hurt, especially off of that spot.
Yeah, I really thought I was going to be having maybe some broken ribs or a fractured elbow or a dislocated shoulder. But I was okay. I was good. I did get hurt one time of a match. When I got hit in the head with a chair, It was not on purpose. It was supposed to be hit across my back, but the guy went too high up, so my head got hit as well. I had slight suffer for a concussion,
Mhm.
and that was serious. So I was out for a month from that, and then when I finally returned back, it was awesome. Like I was good. I was able to run back down. I was no problem. Flip off my feet, laying on my back. They was making sure I was able to do everything. So I was good.
And
But
that's the stuff I think you can't explain to people, because most people would hear that story and go, somebody hit you in the head with a chair. Are you insane? Why would you go back? Why would you do that again to yourself? It takes a special breed to go, yeah, that happened. It was a mistake. Oh, well, I love this. This is what I do. I'll do it again in a heartbeat.
exactly, you got some people out there like, you did what? Why? I love it. You gotta have the encouragement of having love for something. I go to work as a cook. Some people in this world go to the office and do 9 to 5. Some got other times got part-time jobs. Well, my part-time job is using the chair against my head, or getting thrown against the rope, or somebody hit me with open fist palm. Still, that's my part-time. That's what I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't love getting paid for kicking my ass for a couple of hours?
Right. Yeah, and you know what, man? I love that. I love when you guys come on here and you can just hear how much you love doing this. You're talking about all the facets of putting yourself in harm's way, or getting slapped around, or chopping guys in the chest. And you're like, who wouldn't want to get paid to do that? Absolutely, man. You love it just as much as any other, if not more than any other guy we've had on here. They all have this passion, and to do what you love, whether you're making a living on it or not, to do what you love is the best thing you can hope for in the world. I love this podcast because Keith and I talked about it for 2 years before it actually happened.
Yeah.
I love this podcast. This is what I always wanted to do as far as wrestling go. I didn't see myself a wrestler. I didn't see myself an announcer, but to have anything to do with the professional wrestling business is a thrill to me. If I were to die anytime soon, it's one of my, check that off the bucket list kind of thing, because it's like, it's a thrill for us to talk to you guys. It's a thrill to hear your stories. It's a thrill to, like, last night we had Irvin Legend come on and tell us, and this is the first guy to ever do this. He told us that he never puts anybody over, or any podcast that he was over. And he told us to our faces that he appreciates the fact that Keith and I love this business as much as he does, as much as the rest of you guys do. And it's a brotherhood kind of thing where we're like, I support you guys. We support you guys. And you guys support us, and we love it. We love what we're doing right now. We love the direction that the show has gone. When it was started off with just a couple of guys sitting around talking about wrestling.
That's true. And it's an amazing name what you have to go with it. At the end of the day, it's called Around the Turnbuckle. That's a wonderful name to go with this, because it could be just not only by wrestling. It could be by boxing. It could be by kickboxing. It could be just about insider performance. At the end of the day, it's about one thing and one thing ever. Speaking about a brotherhood.
Yep.
Come together.
Fans and wrestlers alike. And like I said, the goal is to someday, and it's not like we're going to, if we ever get big enough where we start having legends on, it's not like we're never going to continue to talk to and give a platform. Our goal is to build a stage big enough where, like, say a guy's only been wrestling for a year or 2 or 3 years and nobody really knows who he is, come on our show and get him out there. Like, that's our goal. Yeah. But right now we're just building an audience. We've only been doing it since like May. We're building an audience. We're meeting guys. We're making connections. We're going to the shows live, supporting them, They're supporting us. JT Funk and others are sending us guests all the time, putting us in touch with all these different people from all over the country. We talk to guys in like, Greg from Tennessee and Nicky Mariano from Iowa, who trains with Seth Rollins. And like I said, we're meeting all these guys and making all these connections. Urban Legend we talked to last night, I think he's going places.
Oh God, yes.
How old are you, if I may ask, Alex?
Well, if I tell you my age, you won't believe it.
Okay.
I am 36 years old, about to turn 37.
No, I would not have believed that.
No.
Not at all.
You're only a year younger than I am.
Yeah. I only ask that because Shango came on our show, who's 37 also. And I asked him the first interview we had with him, I asked him, how much longer does he think he's going to do this? And he said, realistically, 5 years or less, because he's 37, right? And so I can ask you that, you being 36, do you see yourself doing this for another 5 or 10 years?
I see myself doing at least 20 years.
From now?
From now.
Wow.
And the reason why,
dude, if you're doing
because I am so athletic. I am so energized. Like, I don't stop moving. I keep going and keep going. Like, I want to be that indie wrestler with flair. I want to still be screaming that, woo! And woo! All around I could. And dancing around. If I got to wrestle with my own damn suit, I will wrestle my own damn suit if I had to.
All right.
But I'm still going to be involved.
So I'll ask you this question then. Where do you see the Infected Paperboy in 5 years?
In 5 years, I would have to say between PPW and Impact Wrestling.
Awesome. All it is, man, is give yourself goals and just keep plugging and just keep doing them and shooting for them goals. And you'll get there. Put the work in, right? By your own admission, you still think you need a little bit more work, a little bit more training. Put the work in, man. Like, just, keep perfecting that craft and you'll get noticed somewhere. I guarantee it.
You're right about that 100%. And just in case anybody else watching, I'm definitely looking forward for anything who coming up. I am taking open hands. No problem. I am there. If you need another person to show up on your showcase, don't be a stranger. Inbox me, and I'll get there as soon as possible.
Where can they get a hold of you? Just on your Facebook, or?
They can reach me on my Facebook. They can also reach me on my cell phone. My cell phone number is all connected to my Facebook as well. So
I'm just gonna put up, because on Facebook, you're not on as the Paperboy. You're on as just Alex Castro. Yeah.
Yeah, Alex Paperboy Castro.
Yeah, but on Facebook it just says Alex Castro. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you actually wrong. It's Alex Paperboy.
It does say Castro. Gotcha.
Yeah, I had to do it that way because a lot of people couldn't know who I was, like Paperboy. I don't know my name Paperboy. Then my friends are like, "Oh, that's Alex."
Well, I mean, there's Alex Castros out there. I mean, when I looked up, go ahead and Google. Al, you ever Google yourself?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so Google Alex Castro, and there's famous Alex Castros in Hollywood, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't believe it. Alex.
There's a guy actually in Hollywood, and he was in a movie called Biker Boys.
Right.
He actually did the stunts. He did a couple of the stunts of the Biker Boy movie. So it was like, that's not me, but that's my name.
So yeah, hey, bookers out there or anybody, professional wrestlers, hit my man up at Alex Paperboy Castro on Facebook. We're gonna wrap this up, Alex. I hope you keep coming on and throwing us your comments, man, because we love it. We love seeing you on there and having your insight, the fact that you're a professional wrestler yourself, because a lot of times when we have wrestlers on, You know, I love when the Gregs and the Shongos and the JT Funks and yourself chime in, because you are coming from a place where you know you've gone through this. You know what I mean? So, you know, I love that. I love that. Keith, you got any parting gifts?
Well, it was my honor. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, man.
Y'all guys is amazing at nighttime.
Thank you. I love that.
Sometimes I'll be honest, when y'all on the show, I don't even watch SmackDown sometimes on Friday nights. I'm watching y'all show like, man, this song is not watching. I missed this show because of y'all. I'm watching this instead.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, Keith, you got any parting gifts?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to thank you for coming on, Alex. You know, this was great to get to know you and just to be able to talk wrestling. I love it. Like Alan said, that's what it's all about. That's where the fun is, you know. And I mean, I'm getting to take one of my little guys that I hang out with up to Triple WA in Quakertown on the 28th, share it with him, because he watched a couple of things from the last show, and he's watched a couple like Undertaker matches and stuff with me, and he's like, yeah, I'll go watch that. I'll go watch that with you. So I mean, that's
awesome. That's awesome that you're taking it, because Triple WA is a lot more family friendly than where I will be that night, which is
that was part of the decision. Like,
baby.
Yeah, CCW, not so much for the 6-year-old.
I am going to be at CCW with my man TJ Spitter in Lebanon on November 28th, and maybe Alex will stop by. I hope that'd be cool.
The 28th of this month or next month?
November 28th. I'm not
November
sure.
28th.
I'm not. I hope Rob don't get mad at me. I'm not sure of the bell time, but you can contact CCW for tickets. They have a 2-night event, actually. If you buy tickets to both events, it's $40 for both events, but it's $25 for one or the other. I'm only going to the Saturday show for $25, not the 40, but they do have a $40 deal if you have a 2-day pass for both events. They're having a show on Friday and a show on Saturday. That's the 27th and 28th of this month, November. Yes. So I'm
gonna try my best to get down there for that case, because I'm gonna inbox them soon I get off with y'all, and I'm gonna hit them up and let them know. Listen,
bring your gear, right? Bring your gear.
Oh, you damn right about that. I'm definitely bringing my gear. I might just have her meet me the whole time.
I'm going to give a shout out to Greg for joining us from Tennessee, man. It was nice to see you, talk to you, and check in with your boy here. Cypher Knowledge with Chrissy tonight at 8:00. Don't miss it. Chime in. Come show her some support, man. Chrissy's got a great show going on. She always got great guests. It's always a fun time. Tuesday night, 6:00, Home Team Sports, where we'll talk about Week 9. The last time I checked, the Dallas Cowboys are beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can you believe that? The Dallas Cowboys are beating the Steelers right now.
Wait a minute.
My girl is a Steelers fan.
We'll talk about that Tuesday. It's not over yet. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. There's 7 minutes left in the game I'm looking at right now. Spitting with Spitter is on Wednesday at 8. And me and the professor will be back here next Saturday for Around the Turnbuckle at 6 p.m. Alex Castro, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I hope everybody's safe out there. Whoever has a good time out there, go check out your local wrestling. Mm-hmm. And we'll all see you next time on Around the Turnbuckle.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you gonna do, brother? Oh yeah! Woo! What? If you smell what the rock